So Candace Owens is on Jubilee arguing with 20 feminists over her conservative views as a modern slash traditional woman in America. Let's get into it. Hi guys, my name is Asanda Kati and welcome to my YouTube channel where I give my take on what's happening in trending entertainment news worldwide. So I'm going to be talking about the Candace Owens one conservative woman versus 20 feminists on Jubilee aired yesterday on the 30th of June 2025. Let's get into it. This is just a review, you guys. I watched the episode. I could not finish the episode because they were obviously eating Candace Owens alive. You know what I hate about these influencers that come and have really strong opinions, and then because they're so used to being around opponents that are less smart than them, they have this false sense of confidence and bravado when it comes to their craft and honestly believe that they are experts in their field, forgetting that the people that they usually interview are people that are inequipped to argue anyway, so that they have this false sense of confidence, and then they sign up for shows like one conservative versus 20 feminists and honestly think that they'll win. Guys, you are not smarter than the whole room. It's impossible. There will be someone that's smarter than you, there will be someone that argues better than you, and I feel like, you know basically putting yourself in positions to argue with them is basically career suicide. It's equivalent to career suicide because one of them is gonna pip your ish, and if not, and if not one more. So Candace Owens wasn't any different. Jordan Peterson had the same problem. I just need these influencers or these opinion leaders to know that their opinion is subjective and will always be subjective. It will never be fact, and they will never out debate other intellectuals on their level or people that are actually trained to basically obliterate, if that's a word, people like them. What I will say though is that Candace Owens did she did, I feel like she did hold her own, but the one thing that she failed in is when people were obviously pointing out how hypocritical her views are. She basically talks about the fact that women's, like, in a nutshell, women's places are in the kitchen and they should be home watching the kids while the husband goes out there and works. However, she says women are more fulfilled when they're at home and they're not working and they're tending to the kids, and yet she's basically not the traditional woman. She works. She travels all over the world. Like, the woman that she says woman should not be is the woman that she is. Ironically, so it's like, they kept pointing that out and it made more and more sense. That's why I'm just like, girl, why would you put yourself in that position? Obviously, that's the first thing they're going to say. If you feel like women are fulfilled in the home, why aren't you at home? Why are you out here arguing with 20 other people working? Because Jubilee will be paying you allegedly. So why would you put yourself through all of that if you're more fulfilled when you're at home? And it's like, maybe because she's not fulfilled when she's at home, maybe because she's spewing nonsense, maybe because the only reason why she says things like this so people can click on her videos and then she can make more money, not necessarily because she actually means it. And that proves everything. The whole Jubilee interview proved everything. However, what I will say is that out of those 20 people, maybe 5 people got Candace Owens to stutter. Any other time, her mood was calm. She did far better than Jordan Peterson. And as a woman, a black woman at that, who's pretty young, I believe Candace Owens, if I'm not mistaken, she's 37, so that's pretty young still. She's not in her 40s yet, definitely not 50, so she's definitely quite young. A 37-year-old black woman with straight hair. Okay, I don't know where the straight hair comes in because she should have kinks, but that's a story for another day. She did a phenomenal job arguing with a majority of Caucasian women in a white dominated space, because I don't want to make it about race. I don't want it to be a race or anything, but I am very proud of Candace Owens. Not necessarily for her views. I share some of them, not all of them, but just holding her own, man. Like, I'm very proud of her. I think she should not have taken the Jubilee debate because it is irrelevant. She was going to lose anyway. You are not going to win against 20 feminists. And I think she knew that. And maybe because Jubilee is paying a really handsome fee, maybe Jubilee is paying her a really handsome fee. And she felt like, yeah, I don't mind getting humiliated for a couple millions, which I share the exact same sentiments. Overall, did I enjoy the debate? Absolutely, I enjoyed the debates. I enjoyed seeing Candace Owens kind of being challenged and handling it like a pro, because she did not once she didn't lose her composure. The people that were debating with her lost their composure, and they were stuttering and they were muttering and they were nervous because they knew the woman of her stature, and she was just chilling. She was like, girl, whatever. Like, I'm just here to get my check and leave, honey. I can argue with you, I can go here and there, but you're not gonna see me sweat, and I respect that. However, it did get a bit tough, I won't lie, but ultimately I feel like she handled her own and she did a great job. What do I think about Candace Owens' views on the world? Because I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal that has conservative rules. I think I have a healthy balance of the two. I do think that a woman's value in the dating market is definitely determined by men. Absolutely. That's like for sure. If you're in the dating market and you want to get married one day, you want to have a man, I mean, you don't want to die alone, your value and your worth is definitely determined by the person that you want to get with, which is a man. So I feel like women need to stop being so delusional about that. Women need to stop being so delusional about that and saying things like, oh, my worth it's not determined by somebody else. Newsflash, yes it is, because you're trying to get liked by someone else. You're not trying to stay with yourself for the rest of your life. So it is determined by somebody else, and just get over it and get with the program. And the truth of the matter is, guys, as a woman, if you have too many sexual partners, or just like the sexual revolution basically ruined dating for women, right? It ruined dating for women in the sense that men are not really committing to them anymore. They're not committing with them anymore because there's no reason. If they can still get the benefits of being married without actually being married, they're not going to get married. And that's why the statistics for marriages are dropping like every single year, because men know that this one I can just get her for free, and they're successfully doing it. So I feel like Candace is right. I do share those views. However, I'm also liberal in the sense that I feel like everybody has a right to choose the gender they want to be. I feel like you have a right to have autonomy over your body. You have autonomy over your mind. You have a right to your own autonomy. So you have a right to choose your own gender. If you wake up tomorrow and you say I want to be called pink, you have the right to say that, because why the frick not? Why shouldn't you be called pink? Irrespective of whether that reality is true or false for the next person, that is none of your business. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to you, you want to be addressed in a certain way, and that should be respected. If you want to be in my life, and I'm telling you, I want you to address me in a certain way, you should address me in that way if you want to be in my life. If not, then it's fine. You can leave and do whatever the hell you want. But if you want to be in my space, you will call me whoever I want you to call me, out of respect, because I respect you too as a human being to do the exact same thing. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I loved the debate. Loved how Candace Owens interviewed. I mean, did everything. I wouldn't have, but I feel like she also needs to basically review her train of thought, because you can't be telling people that they need to stay home and watch their kids, and yet you're not doing that. So if it was so fulfilling, why don't you do that? Why don't you just give up the reins to somebody else and go watch your kids, because you have a working husband? And unless maybe your husband can't afford you and your family, which I find that hard to believe, because he is a Caucasian from the Mount of Caucasus, and they have more opportunities than us, honey. Let's be real, in the working world. And as far as I was concerned, I believe that he was working. So I feel like if your husband can foot the bill, which I believe he could, then you should probably stay home if it was that fulfilling, unless it's not that fulfilling and you're just spilling some hogwash. Either way, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section. Goodbye and have a beautiful day.